So, here we are. There's a troll. There's another troll. Oh my goodness. Oh look, more trolls. Hello. I'm going to be making a resin piece today. Look at these trolls. Aren't they sweet? Look at their lovely hair. And I've got you. And guess what, little troll? You're going in the resin. Let's go play. Hello and welcome to Nerd Goblin Art. I'm Lula. Today is the day. It's the day that we make our little trolls go into the resin. Now I've put hairspray into their hair to perhaps not have it so floaty. I don't know. It was suggested by Gert. It's Gert's fault. I'm using Teexpert 1-to-1 epoxy resin. It's a fab resin and I'm thoroughly enjoying using it, and they very kindly sent it to me, which is even more awesome. So thanks to Teexpert for that. I'm using a few different non-sync glitters from Intoresin, and I'm just basically basing them on the colour of the hair in the trolls. So it's a lovely pink one, and I believe there's a green and a blue one. I'm not sure if this was too much at the time. I had one of those moments as after I put it in. Because this stuff does go a very long way, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. And there's a lovely green. I am going to be using my mold that is like a. It's like it's like a fish bag, like you know when you go to like a carnival or a circus years ago. I don't know if they still do it these days, where you'd win a fish, and you can't, it's one of those type of bags, and that's what it is. That's what I'm sticking with anyway. So I'm mixing in my glitter. The resin's already been mixed through the mixer and all that jazz. I've put some resin to the side in that small cup so I can pre-dip the hair of the trolls. I'm not so worried about bubbles because they're in a bag. They're not drowning, don't worry. They're not drowning, they're magical. They're sea trolls, honest, they're sea trolls. So I'm not too worried about bubbles, but I'm still putting it in the debubbler just for giggles. This mold is a bit of a funny one. I've used it once before for the one of the Halloween collaborations. You get a lot of bubbles down in the top of it, which is down the bottom at the moment, where the baggy bit is tied at the top. So if you do happen to get this mold, I found this on Temu. You need to give it a good squeeze because your bubbles, that's the pain down in there. I'm not so worried about bubbles being in the main body of the bag because it's water, and bubbles, are part of water, especially when there's like little trolls swimming around in there with little bubbles blowing out of their little noses. So I wanted to make sure that the top of it, where the knot would be, I wanted that part to be clear, and I wasn't so worried about the rest of it. So I'm just using my stirring stick, my very cool disco ball one, because resin's a disco, to encourage any bubbles up, and giving it a squeeze and a squelch, and you could probably see some bubbles coming up then, and using the isopropyl alcohol. I'll also use the knuckle time. I'm also going to be using my heat gun as well to try and encourage any of those bubbles to come up. Now I'm not going to be doing this in one go. It's not necessarily a deep pour. It is a fair size, in length. and I fully admit that I do push resin quite a bit, but on this occasion I'm going to be doing this pour in 2 parts. Reason being is I know that these trolls are going to float, so I'm going to pop 2 trolls in. We're going to weigh them down using another mold. I've really got to create my own like stoppers and stuff. I will be doing it at some point. When I get hold of more silicone rubber, I will make some like stoppers and plugs and stuff like that. But on this occasion, I'm just going to use a mold that's going to fit in there nicely. There we go. So I'm used up the amount of resin I wanted to use for today. And the resin that's in the small cup is going to be for pre-dipping the hair of the trolls. Just to try and help, because obviously, like I said, I don't mind bubbles, but I also don't want it to be bubbles galore. You know what I mean? So, you know, just to dissuade too much of the bubbles, because I know that they could potentially cause a lot. So this is what we're gonna do. So as I said, I put hairspray into their hair. I think it helps. I really do. And hairspray isn't gonna hurt your resin. You know, we've learned this from if any of you watch Daniel Cooper when he's done experiments with resin, he has actually used hair lacquer within it. So popping him down, and straight away you can see that he wants to float. So we're gonna use I'm gonna use my long tweezers. I'm always gonna say it wrong. My long tweezers. This is just to encourage, and obviously I keep saying obviously, and it's irritating me. Seriously, it really is irritating me. I mean, irritating myself when I say obviously. So can you see he's trying to bob up, and the buoyancy, because it's not like solid plastic. It's gonna try and keep bonking back up. Bonking. Oh, I'm on fire. I'm on fire today. It's gonna keep trying to bob up. So I'm just gonna be up and down. You know, it's gonna help get rid of the excess bubbles as well. And you know, with the hair and everything, the buoyancy of it, he wants to come up and then turn and be facing the wrong way, like facing down. I don't want them to look like they've drowned. It's awful to say. It's awful to say. Because they're magical trolls. They live in water, okay? I'll keep saying this. They are magical. I'll make it look magical. You watch. It's going to look really magical. There's glitter in there as it is. So it will look incredibly magical. So on this occasion, I'm just pre-spraying with isopropyl alcohol and dipping it in, and then I'll spray it again. There isn't necessarily a rule to this, because I've never done anything like this before. You know, I did pom-poms recently, the video before this actually. No. Last but one video to this. Last but one video to this. I put pom-poms in an octopus. Apologies for my hand being in the way at this point. When I do the next ones, I don't hold my hand in the way so much. So where the octopus with the pom-poms was concerned, I think it really helped by spraying them and having them sit in some resin beforehand. So this is just a game of playing with them. It does help in a way. It's, you know, they are going to keep coming back up, but it's also helping with the you know, with the moving them a bit. It's releasing the bubbles, you know, as they pop it. You can see them coming up there, and then just encouraging the bubbles. No bubbles, no troubles. we go. There's a troll bottom. Now there's his feet. So once again, using the isopropyl alcohol and the heat gun. I do on this occasion, I don't often put my heat gun on the higher setting, but on this occasion I do, because it didn't seem to be, you know, because I didn't want to put it too close to the resin, but also holding it higher on just the first setting wasn't quite getting any of those bubbles. There we go. So these are going to cure now. We're going to leave these for a bit, and then when I come back, we'll be putting in the next two. Apologies, I forgot to hit record. So I had this mold sitting in there and I didn't think about it leaving a mark in there, but it should be fine. The next amount of resin should hide any of that. It's like an X shape from the other mold. I popped it in there and I used lollipop sticks to stop it from sliding any further down. But like I say, when I get the chance, I will make some plugs and stuff, and we'll probably do a video on that because I think that's interesting and it's good to learn. So because that mold left a few indents, it also really kept those two trolls, you know, from bobbing up too much and from turning around. I've just used my silicone tool just to make sure because there was quite a big bubble down there as well, so just to make sure that that was good and down in there, because if possible, I don't want to have like a line where you can see the line. The resin I already mixed up and I've added the same glitter in as I did before, and there we go with the heat gun. So we can put our next two trolls in. Same thing, so I'm going to put some music on for you while I do this, and I'm also going to be adding some of the neon nail arts, didn't come out very well, did it, that I recently bought.
So bright, city skyline framing our rendezvous tonight. Your smile, it broke through the foggy haze. In this electric dreamscape, endless blaze. Shadows playing games on the wall. As we move to rhythms destiny would call. Hand in hand we trace just us two in our own escape. Through the highs and the lows we'll stay, in this world of neon where love's at play. Lost in the neon nights, found my special one. With every heartbeat, feeling like the rising sun. In this retro glow, we light up the skies. Forever grounded in love, never asking why.
Got my colors and my gloves on. Pour the resin till the jug's gone. Hoping bubbles don't invade the zone. In this little world I call my own. Stirring gently with a wooden stick, feeling like a chemist, it's pretty slick. Pour it steady, let the magic flow into molds where dreams will grow. Mix it up and let it set. Don't look back, don't you fret. Art's a journey, not a race. Watch the resin light up the place. Clock is ticking as it starts to cure. Every layer tells a story pure. Adding sparkles, maybe gold dust. This creation's built on trust. In the mess I find my zen, where mistakes can be my friend. Just relax, enjoy the ride. In this art, I'm free inside. Mix it up and let it set. Don't look back, don't you fret. Art's a journey, not a race. Watch the resin light up the place.
Are you all hanging in there? You still with me? I know it's been a bit of a long process. So I've added in the neon nail art pieces. They're just really cool. And they kind of screamed trolls and 80s, 90s to me. This is just a piece of silicone mat that's been a bit damaged, and I've cut some squares out of it. And I'm going to be using that to go on top of this part. But I just decided that I wanted a bit of the purple and a little bit of like the yellow and orange in there as well. And just encouraging it. It's not going to sink too much because it is quite light, but by pushing the resin on top of it, because I do want it to look like it's swirling from the bottom up, I kind of wish that I'd put a little bit of it in the first pour as well, so it's up there as well. But I think it I think this works just being more at the bottom of the mold. And I'm making sure as well with my silicone tool to go around to run that around the edges of the bottom. But again, like I said, I'm not too precious about there being bubbles in the make, but I don't want holes. You know, they sometimes do happen. That's what I don't want, but I don't actually mind bubbles within the resin itself. So I'm gonna give this silicone square, and first of all I'm gonna give it a very quick wipe over with some isopropyl alcohol because it's been sitting on the shelf for a little while. And once again, I'm going to tease those legs down and place the silicone mat on the bottom. So you can see the feet are trying to poke out, and I don't want them to, because I don't want to have to figure out how to like sand it down, because it would be a complete pain in the bottom. So I've just grabbed a heavier mold from there, and that can sit like that. But I think it can take a little bit, just a smidge more resin in there, so I'm gonna just add a little bit more. Encourage those feet to go down. Get in there. And it can take a bit more resin. There we go. Get down in there. And again, with the swirling round the sides and getting those feet back down. It's been a long process, hasn't it? But it's been fun. Did you have trolls when you were kids? I did. I did. I think I've said I fully admit that I did cut some of their hair, but I was trying to give them styles. So see that I've pushed it down like that, and I've just put that on top just so no little footsies come poking up and out. So that's gonna go on my heat mat, and I'll be able to unmold a bit sooner because I'm too impatient. I want to see it. I had a bride and groom one as well. I had a bride and groom trolls, one with white hair and one with black hair, and they genuinely reminded me of my grandparents. So I cut the ones with grey hair. I cut his hair short so he looked like my grandcha. So we're ready to unmold, and that's what I'm doing right now. Ready? I'm so pleased. I am really, really, really pleased with it. This mold is an all right mold, but the top of it, the top pack minute is a nightmare, and that's why I had to take it slightly off camera because I needed to use my tummy. But check them out. You see what I mean about those like little neon, the nail art bits coming up slightly. You can only see a bit there. I think at a certain angle you can see almost like the join, but look at it with a light. How cool is that? It's like an awesome troll lamp. I'm really, really pleased, and like I said, I wasn't worried about the bubbles because you can see a few there, but you know they're coming from the trolls themselves, you know, and the top bit, there's no bubbles in the top. This is cool. So I used a bit of the leftover resin from both pours, just to put a bit in there. That's my lava cat. It's a lava cat. That one hasn't got enough in, so I'll finish that off next time. And I added some glitter to this. I've been doing it quite a bit lately, these little panda molds that I've had, just still trying to work them out a little bit. But I put a little bit of glue in, but I couldn't have mixed it good enough because it all floated only into his head. But he's still cute. He's still a little sweetie. But those look so pretty in there, don't they? I'm going to have to revisit that one and make sure that I mix the glue in properly. But I am so pleased with this. It's so much fun. Honestly, they're not drowning, okay? A few people were a little bit worried. You can't drown the trolls. They're not drowning. They are sea trolls, okay? They can hold their breath for hours, much like not octopus, a dolphin. Thank you to my subscribers and to my members. I hope you enjoyed watching. Love you and stay weird.
With foxes that prance and badgers that dance, a whirlwind of dreams with a single glance. Gerald the alligator grins so wide. In enchanted waters he loves to hide. Dragons breathe wonder with flames so bright, each creature born from a magic night. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush. Animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they leap, in a realm where fantasy meets deep. The studio's alive with swirling paint, creatures so pure they need no saint. Sketches of foxes with tails of light, badgers with moonlit fur in flight.